Hello everyone, my name is Ashish and welcome to the Xadmin channel. So today we are going to discuss about the Stream API of Java 8 and also a few methods present in Stream API. Alright, so guys, let us start the session. So guys, the first of all we are going to see what is a Stream API. So guys, a Stream API is used to process the collection of object. So guys, a Stream API is used to play with the collection of object. So guys, let's suppose that I have a list of objects and I want to process that object, then I can go for a Stream API. Alright, so guys, in other words, we can say that a stream is a sequence of objects that support various methods which can be pipelined to produce the desired result. Actually guys, the Stream API is used to produce the desired result. So guys, if you observe the stream class, we have a predefined inbuilt methods which we pipeline together to get the desired result. Alright, so guys, a stream is not a data structure. Instead, it takes input from the collections, arrays, or the input output channels. It means that guys, a stream is not a data itself. It takes the input, the data, it takes input, and then it processes the data, and then it provides us the desired output. So Stream API is used to process the data and to play with the data. Alright, so guys, the stream do not change the original data structure. They only provide the result as per the pipeline method. So guys, the stream is not used to change the original data. They provide us the output according to the pipeline functions or the method we are using of the Stream API. Alright, so guys, the stream does not change the original data. It only provides us the result according to the function we are using. Alright, so guys, whatever the pipeline methods you will use to the stream object, it will get the desired result only and do not change the underlying data structure of the collection. Alright, so this is all about a Stream API. So now guys, we are moving to the why we need Stream API. So guys, the first advantage you can get it is like it is a functional programming. It means that guys, if I have a functional interface, then I can represent it with a lambda expression. So guys, a Stream API has an advantage because we can represent it in a lambda expression. Alright, so guys, the second advantage is like it reduces the code. So guys, if you are going to write a lambda expression, then the length of the code will be minimized. And if we are already discussed, so guys, if we have alright, and guys, we have already discussed that the Stream API pipeline methods, so we can do the method chaining to reduce the length of the code. So guys, the second advantage of the Stream API that it reduces the code because it uses the lambda expression, and guys, we know that the lambda expression minimize the code. Alright, so guys, the third advantage is like can handle the bulk operations. So guys, if I have a collection with some data and guys, I want to perform some operations, then we should go for the Stream API, because as compared to the other traditional approaches, Stream API will give us a better performance, and guys, it can handle the bulk operations in an easy way. So that's why guys, Stream API handles the bulk operation. And the fourth advantage it gives us that it provides a better performance to our system, because guys, if you are using a Stream API, then guys, it is faster and guys, it provides a better performance. Alright, so now guys, we are going to see what are the methods we are going to see in this lecture. Actually guys, we are going to see the two methods of the Stream API. The first is the filter and second is the for each. So guys, the filter method is used for the conditional check like if and else condition, as we have discussed in our last lecture. And guys, the for each method is used for the iteration of the data. Alright, so guys, in this lecture we are going to discuss these two methods, actually filter and the for each method of the Stream API. And alright, and guys, even I will explain you the internal of the filter method and also the for each method. Alright, so guys, we are going to write a program example of the filter method and also the for each method to make you understand better. All right, So let's go to our Eclipse. So guys, in my Eclipse I have already created a package and also a class with the for each example name. And guys, inside this I have created a main method, and guys, inside this I have created a array list, and guys, I have added some of the strings as an object to my list, like name, Ashish, Gurpreet, Mohit, Ankit and Deepjot. Alright, so these are the objects present in our array list. So here guys, we are going to use the for each and the filter method. So now guys, suppose that we want to iterate the list in a traditional way, then how we will do it? So guys, if we want to iterate the list in a traditional way, then we can iterate the list by using like a for each method. Alright, by like inside the for I will write string s and then list. Alright, and then guys, I will put a SOP. Alright, and then guys, here I will do s. Alright, so guys, in this way we can print or iterate all the list in a traditional way. So let me save it and let me run it so that I will show you the output of this. So guys, here you can see that we are getting the output, the list of the object present in the list. So guys, how you can do this? By using the stream API. So guys, now we are going to see how we can print the list of the data by using the stream API. So alright, so guys, the first we need to convert the list into the stream. So for this guys, first we need to convert the list into stream. Alright, so guys, list.stream. So guys, list is converted to the stream, and now guys, we are going to use the for each method of the stream API, so called for each method. So guys, if you observe that guys, the argument of the for each method is taking the consumer functional interface. Alright, so let me add it. So alright, so guys, it is taking the consumer functional interface. Alright, so guys, if I will go to the consumer class, then guys, you can see that we have one abstract method inside our consumer functional interface. So guys, if you are like not aware of the consumer the functional interface guys, or the like the predicate or the supplier functional interface, then guys, I will suggest you to watch the last lecture or the previous lecture. Alright, because guys, it is necessary to understand this three interfaces to understand the stream API concept. Alright, so guys, if we will see inside a consumer class, we will get that there is a one abstract method with the name accept. Alright, so guys, let me copy this method from here. Alright, so guys, we are going to paste it above this. Alright, so let me show. So now guys, we are going to change this method by using a lambda expression. So guys, as we know that in a lambda expression it contains the three part. Alright, so guys, the first part is the parameter. So guys, we need a parameter because we don't need the method name because it is an anonymous method. So remove the method name, and guys, let's keep the argument as t. So we have the parameter, and now guys, we require the expression. So let's put the so guys, let's put the arrow. So guys, it is expression, and now guys, we need to put the body. So this is the body of the method, and guys, inside this I want to print the SOP. So let me copy it and let me paste it here. Alright, and let's put it t. So this is the lambda expression of the method. Alright, so now guys, let me copy and let me paste it inside the action. Alright, and guys, as we know that as we have a single statement inside the body, so guys, we don't require a curly braces also. So let's remove the curly braces, and guys, alright, and guys, this is our consumer. Alright, so guys, this is our lambda expression. So guys, it will just iterate the list, and guys, it will print the list. So guys, it will iterate the list, and guys it will give the input to the t as a argument, and guys inside the body we are just printing the value t. So guys, this is the lambda expression of the accept method of the consumer functional interface. Alright, so guys, it means that the for each method is using internally the consumer functional interface, so through which we iterate the list using the stream API. So let me save this class and let me again run this. So guys, you can see that we are getting the list of object by using the stream API. So alright, so now guys we are iterating the list by the help of the stream API, and guys here we are first of all we are converting the list to the stream, and then we are using the for each method, and guys the for each method has the argument as a consumer type. So guys, we have a accept method inside our consumer functional interface. So just we converted that to a lambda expression, and guys we got this code, and guys we paste it inside a for each method, and guys it is just a basic code in which it is just taking the stream one by one, and then it is just printing the object to our console. All right, so this is the way in which we can print or iterate the list by the stream API. All right, so now guys we are going to see how we can iterate the map. All right, so guys now guys, let me pause the video, and guys let me add some map object. So guys we are going to create the object of the hash map, and then guys I am going to add some element to the hash map. All right, so guys let me pause the video and let me write the code so that it will save some time. Yes guys, I have added the object to the map. So guys, the first of all I have created the hash map, and then guys I have added the key and the value, and the key is like 1. So let me change this to 2. So I made the key duplicate. All right, so guys here are the keys, and these are the values I have added to my map. All right, so now guys I want to iterate this map. So guys, there are the two ways to do so. So guys we can use directly the for each method. So let me show you how we can use directly the for each method. So map dot for each method, and guys here guys you can see that it is taking the consumer. So guys we can directly write. So guys in the map we have a key and the value. All right, so let me write key value. So guys it is my the parameter, so we have to add the expression for the lambda expression, and then guys we have to put the body. So guys here I am going to add a single statement. So guys we don't require the curly braces for the body part, so directly I am adding the SOP here. All right, and then guys I am just printing the key and the value. So this is the key. All right, and this is the value. All right, so guys we have added the lambda expressions of the accept method for the map, and guys here guys you can see that it is taking the argument as a key and the value, and guys inside the body we are just all right, so guys inside the body we are just doing the SOP of the key and the value. So let me save this, let me run this program. So guys here guys you can see that we are getting the output as key and the values. All right, so guys this is the way to iterate the list and to print the to iterate the map and to print the map in a console by using a for each method directly. All right, so guys if you are using for each method, then guys you cannot use the pipeline method of the stream API. All right, so now guys I am going to use the stream API. So for that guys, the first of all I have to change the map to a stream. All right, so map dot entry set. So guys I am going to call the entry set to get all the object of the map, and then guys I am going to call the stream method to convert into a stream, and then guys I am going to use the for each method. All right, and guys here guys you can see that it is taking the consumer as an argument, and the key is like the integer and the value is in a type of string. All right, so guys, inside the action I will take object, because guys we are getting the object. So guys, we are calling the entry set, so guys we are getting directly in an object. So let me write object here. All right, and then guys let me write the expression for the lambda expression, and then let's put the body. So guys, in the body part I am doing the SOP. So let me copy here, or let me paste it here, and let's add the object. All right, so this is the lambda expression of the consumer of the accept method, and guys we are just iterating the map by the help of the stream API. So guys, the first of all I am taking the map.entry set, and guys this will return the map in the whole object, and all right, and guys and then I am converting this to a stream, and then guys I'm calling the for each method, and inside the for each method I am just taking the object as an argument, and then inside the body I'm doing the SOP object. All right, so let me save this code and let me run to show you that we are getting the output. So guys, you can see that we are getting the output. So guys, all right, so this is the code guys to iterate the map. All right, so now guys, all right, so now guys we are going to understand how the for each method internally works. So guys, if you already discuss the for each method will accept an argument as a consumer functional interface, and guys as we have discussed, and guys we have seen that for each method takes the argument of a consumer functional interface. All right, so guys, so now guys let's understand the for each method internal works. So for that I am going to write a consumer here. So let's take this as a string. All right, so consumer reference variable. All right, so guys this is the accept method. So guys, inside the consumer, if you will see that we have accept method, and guys already I have shown you how to convert this accept method to a lambda expression. So guys, we don't need the name of the object or the return type, and guys we are going to change this to a T. All right, so guys this is the parameter, and now guys we need to add the expression, and now guys we need to add the body, and guys here I am using all right, and guys here I am using just a single statement, so that's why we don't require any the curly braces. All right, so let's put T. So this is the lambda expression of my accept method of the consumer. All right, so guys here we can write this directly. All right, so this is the consumer method, and guys we have shown you all right, and guys I have shown you how to convert to a lambda expression. And now guys I can call the accept method by reference variable consumer dot accept method. So guys we will get accept method, and guys inside this I am passing the value, let's say xadmin. All right, so guys here guys it is going to call the abstract method like the so guys it is going to call the accept method, and guys internally we have overridden that method by a lambda expression, and guys we are, so guys the xadmin will go to this T argument, and guys so guys inside the body we are doing the SOP part, so guys it will just print xadmin. So let me show you the output. So guys, all right, so guys you can see that we are getting the xadmin. So guys this is the consumer works. All right, so guys it has just printed the xadmin. So guys whatever the input we are giving, it will just print that. All right, so guys in the same way the for each method internally doing, so guys it's simply iterating our list, and then inside the iteration it is just invoking the consumer dot accept method, and then guys we have just overridden that method, so that's why it is just printing our list one by one in a console. All right, so let me guys, so like guys let me show you, let me copy this again here. All right, and guys so guys it is just taking internally the for each loop, and guys here string, let's take s1 now. All right, and here guys it is taking the list one by one and just it is doing the, so guys it is calling the, so let's make it consumer one because we are already using consumer. All right, so consumer one reference variable dot accept method. All right, and guys inside this we are passing s1. So guys this is the internal code of the for each method. So guys it is just taking the list one by one and then guys it is calling the accept method, and guys the whatever overriding, all right, and guys whatever the logic we have written for the accept method, it is doing the task. So guys here we have just, all right, so guys it is just printing the value again. So guys let me save this and let me run this. So guys you can see that we got the output as a list. So guys we printed the list, all right, here. So guys this is the internal work of my for each loop, like the for each like method. All right, so guys in this guys we have understand the internal work of the for each. All right, so now guys we are going to see the another method. So guys we are going to discuss the another method, and that is the filter method. So for that I am going to create another class, filter example. All right, so now guys we are going to discuss the method, the filter method. So guys what is the use of the filter method? As we have already discussed, so filter method is used for the condition check. So guys it returns true or false. All right, so guys we have created a filter example class. So now guys I am going to add a list of object or a string, and guys I want to iterate the list based on the condition. All right, so guys let me add the list from the previous example for each. So let me simply copy this and let me add it here. So guys I'm going to take the main method also. All right, so guys we have taken the main method also. All right, so guys inside the main method I have just created the array list, and then guys I have added this string object to my list. All right, so guys we have already added the list of string here. Now guys I want to filter the string as per the condition. All right, and the condition is like guys I want to only print the name which is like the name which is starting with the letter A. All right, so guys in the traditional approach how we will do this? So guys here guys I want to put a condition that I want to print the name of the object which is starting with the letter A. All right, so guys if we will use a traditional way, then we will simply use the for each method, and guys here I will take the list one by one. All right, and then guys I will put a condition if s dot, all right, and then guys I will call a method, let's say start with. All right, and then guys here I will put the letter A. So guys here, all right, so guys if this is start with A, so after this guys I am going to put the SOP part, and here I will print S. All right, so guys it is a traditional way in which it is going to check the condition, and then guys it is going to SOP or print to the console to the only object which is starting with letter A. So let me save this and let me show you the output. So guys if you will see here, then guys you will see that we are getting the two strings like Ashish and the Ankit, because Ashish is starting with A and the Ankit is starting with A. So guys this is a traditional way in which we can put some condition and then we can show the result. All right, so now guys let's see that how we can represent this condition statement with the stream API. So now guys we are going to see this same approach with a stream using a stream API. So we have a filter method inside a stream API, and a filter method takes the predicate as an input argument. So guys, let me show you that it is taking input as a predicate functional interface. So first of all, we need to change this list to a stream by calling a stream method. And guys, in this we have a filter method, and guys, we know that filter method is used whenever we need a condition, and then according to the condition we need to print the value, or guys, we need some output according to the condition. So guys, if you observe that the argument of the filter is the interface is like a predicate. All right, so guys, the predicate is the argument of the filter method. So let me show you the predicate class, and guys, inside the predicate, so guys, this is the predicate interface, and we have one abstract method inside our predicate is like a test method. So let me copy this method from the source code and let me paste it here. All right, so guys, it is the method which is present inside our predicate interface. So now guys, I am going to change this to a lambda expression. So guys, we don't require the name and the return type of this method, we only require the argument. So guys, this is a this is the parameter. All right, and now guys, we need to add the expression. So this is the expression. All right, and now guys, after the expression we need to put some condition. So let me put some condition that if t dot, all right, if t dot starts so let me put inside the filter. All right, so till here we have written t dot, let me check guys, start with. All right, strt starts with. All right, and guys, inside this we are going to put the letter a. So guys, we are going to see the condition if the object is starting with a. All right, then guys, we are going to use the for each method. All right, and guys, we know that the for each is taking the consumer as an argument. So guys, already we have already we have converted this. So let me copy this t and let me paste it to this action. All right, so this is like the lambda expression, and guys, in this way guys, we have converted, or guys, we have access or iterating the list according to the condition. So guys, we need to show the value or the object according to the condition, so that's why I use a filter method. So guys, the first of all, I change this list to a stream, and then guys, I call a filter method, and guys, inside the filter method it is taking the predicate. So guys, we have a test method. So guys, we converted this to a lambda expression, so we need to write some condition. So guys, I put that t dot start with a, then guys, it is going to call the for each method, and guys, inside this it will, if this condition is like if the object is satisfied with condition, then guys, that object will go to the for each method, and guys, then it will print that object in our console. So let me save this code and let me run and show you. So guys, you can see that we are getting the output Ashish and Ankit again. All right, so guys, this is for the first SOP and this is for the second SOP here. All right, so this is the way in which we can iterate the list by using the filter method. All right, so like guys, as the method name filter suggests that if you want to filter any data as per the condition, then you can go for the filter method. All right, so guys, as the filter method takes argument as a predicate function interface, and guys, a predicate has a test as the abstract method, so we are writing the lambda expression for the test here. All right, so guys, you can see that it is taking so guys, it is having a test method as an abstract. So guys, we are changing this test method to a lambda expression here, and guys, the for each method is taking a consumer. So guys, it has an accept method, so we are converting this accept method to a lambda expression here. All right, so this is all about how to iterate the list by using a filter according to the some condition. So now guys, I will show you how we can use a filter method to a map of object. All right, so for that guys, I am going to add some map object here. So let me guys, let me create the hash map and add map object to it. So guys, I am going to copy this from my for each example. So guys, here I have created the hash map and I have added this key and the value object to this map. So guys, I have pasted it here. So guys, I have created the hash map and then guys, I have added by calling a put method inside the map. So now guys, I am going to all right, so now guys, I am going to so now guys, I'm going to iterate the map by using a filter method according to the same condition. All right, so now guys, I'm going to iterate this map using the filter. So for that guys, I will do map dot entry set. All right, and then guys, we need to call the entry set method, and then guys, we need to so now guys, we need to convert this map object to a stream, and then guys, we have a for each method. All right, so now guys, I am using the for each method to iterate the map list. All right, and guys, inside this we have an object and the SOP, and then guys, we are writing just object. All right, so let me remove this. So guys, let me save this, let me run it again. So guys, you can see that we got the map. So guys, we are able to guys, we are able to iterate the map object one by one. All right, so guys, here guys, you can see that we are printing all the object of the hash map. So now guys, we are going to filter. So now guys, we are going to use the filter method to the map object according to the condition. All right, so now guys, we are going to put some condition, and then guys, we are going to print the like the object. All right, so guys, here I am going to put some condition, like guys, I want to print the values of that key, and guys, in which the key are like guys a even number. It means that guys, it is going to divisible by 2. It means guys, I am going to use the model the module 2, and guys, if that is equals to 0, then only guys, it is going to print that object. All right, so for that guys, what I will do, I will use stream dot. So guys, let me again write this code. So guys, the first of all, I will use the entry set. All right, now guys, I will change this to a stream. All right, and now guys, I will use the filter method. All right, and the filter is using the predicate functional interface, so we need to change the test method to our like the lambda expression. All right, so this is guys, this is the argument and this is the expression. All right, and now guys, I want to put the condition. So guys, for that k dot get key. So now guys, I am taking the key of the object, and guys, I am putting the like the modulus here, and then guys, I am doing 2, and guys, equals to 0. It means that guys, if the key is like a even, then only I am going to print that. Then I will use for each, and guys, inside the for each, we are using the consumer. Okay, so guys, we need to change this to a lambda expression. So for that, I'm using object expression, and then I need to put the body. So guys, I'm putting SOP, and directly I'm printing the object. All right, So guys, here guys I have written the code, and guys in this code it is going to filter the map object, and guys here it will check the condition that if the key like alright, so guys if the key is even, then only guys it is going to print, otherwise it is going to ignore. So let me save this and let me show you the output. So guys, here guys you can see that it is printing just 2 and 7. Alright, so guys let me comment this, otherwise alright, otherwise you will get confused. So let me save this, so let me run. So guys, here guys you can see that we are getting the list of the map of which key is a guys even number. So guys here 2 and 4 we are only showing because guys we put the condition here. Alright, so this is the use of the filter method by, so guys I have shown you how to use the filter method of inside a map object. So guys here guys we are putting some condition, and then guys we are iterating the whole map, and then guys according to the condition we are printing that like the map object. Alright, so guys I hope you understand this lecture of the for each method and also the filter method. So guys I have shown you how to use the for each method to iterate the list and also to iterate the map. Alright, by using the stream API. Alright, and guys I have also shown you by the example how to use the filter method to iterate the list as per the condition. Alright, so guys here guys you can see that I am showing the object which is starting with the letter A, and then guys I have also shown you how to iterate the map with some condition, in which guys I have put some condition like if the key is the like the even number, then only it will print, otherwise it will ignore. So guys we are getting this output. Alright, so guys I hope you understand this lecture of the stream API, of the for each method and the filter method. Alright, thank you and have a nice day guys.